purchased this book 2 days ago, and it just got to me today, and I wanted to read it, some of it to y'all. This book is called A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Baya. And at the bottom it says, everyone in the world should read this book. We should read it to learn about the world and about what it means to be human. And this is the actual person who wrote the book, the author. This is the real Ishmael Baya. And I have read this book before, but I didn't get to finish it. So I had to order it. So that's what I did, you guys. Here is the cover. This is a really good book. You guys should purchase it. It's really good. You can purchase it off of Amazon. It only cost me $6 and something, $6 something. They also got the hardcover. This is the paper book one, and they also got the I forgot what it's called. They got the I forgot. I gotta go back and check it out and look because I forgot. But anyway. So I'm gonna read the back. At the age of 12, Ishmael Baya fled attacking rebels in Sierra Leone and wandered a land rendered unrecognizable by violence. By 13, he'd been picked up by the government army, and Baya, at heart, a gentle boy, found that he was capable of truly terrible acts. At 16, he was removed from fighting by UNICEF, and through the help of the staff at his rehabilitation center, he learned how to forgive himself, to regain his humanity, and finally to heal. This is an extraordinary and mesmerizing account told with real literary force and heartbreaking honesty. A breathtaking and unself-pitying account of how a gentle spirit survives a childhood from which all the innocence has suddenly been sucked out. It's a truly riveting memoir. Belinda Luscombe Time. I guess that's how you pronounce the name. This book is raw, run through with melancholy. I hope that's how you pronounce it. It's Melancholy. Melancholy, but so honest and longing that hundreds of thousands have read it. And it's made Baya arguably the most read African writer in sorry y'all for mispronouncing the words. Contemporary, that's what it is. Literature. Dave Eggers, Vanity Fair. No outsider could have written this book, and it's hard to imagine that many insiders could do so with such acute vision, stark language, and tenderness. It is a heart-rending achievement. Melissa Faye Green L. A reading group guide for A Long Way Gone is available at www.fsgbooks.com. Cover designed by Jennifer Carroll. Front cover photographed by Michael Gamber. Polaris. Author photographed by John Medier. Sarah Crichton Books. Vera Strauss and Drox. So this about. I hope this book make y'all fall asleep. My whispering, I hope it makes y'all fall asleep and relax y'all mind. So, praise for a long way gone. Bay speaks in distinctive voice and he tells an important story. John Corey, The Wall Street Journal. Americans tend to regard African conflicts as somewhat vague events signified by horrendous concepts, massacres, genocide, mutilation that are best kept safely as a distance such a disconnect might prove impossible after reading A Long Way Gone, a clear-eyed, undeniably compelling look at wartime violence. Gone finds its power in the revelation that under the right circumstances, people of any age can find themselves doing the most unthinkable things. His honesty is exciting and a testament to the ability of children to outlive their sufferings if given a chance. The New Yorker. This absorbing account goes beyond even the best journalistic efforts in revealing the life and mind of a child abducted into the horrors of warfare, told in clear, accessible language by a young writer with a gifted literary voice. This memoir seems destined to become a classic first-hand account of war and the ongoing plight of child soldiers in conflicts worldwide. Publishers Weekly Stared Review. Deeply moving, even uplifting, Bay's story with its clear-eyed reporting and literate particularity. Whether he's dancing to rap, eating a coconut, or running toward the building village where his family is trapped, demands to be read. Sorry y'all if my reading is a bit off. I'm sorry. I ain't the best reader, okay? I'm just saying. Who is the best reader? Because I ain't. Forgive me, okay? Some of these words I'll probably be mispronouncing. I'm sorry about that. Just to give y'all a heads up, okay? Bet is a gifted writer. Read his memoir and you will be haunted. It's a high price to pay, but it's worth it. When Bea is finally approached about the possibility of serving as a spokesperson on the issues of child soldiers, he knows exactly what he wants to tell the world. I would always tell people that I believe children have the resilience to outlive their sufferings if given a chance. Others may make the same assertions, I guess that's how you pronounce it. children whose lives have been altered by war, and it does so with a genuine and disarmingly emotional force. It would have been enough if Ismail Bey had merely survived the horrors described in A Long Way Gone. That he has written this unforgettable first-hand account of his odyssey is harder still to grasp those seeking to understand the human consequences of war, its brutal and brutalizing cost. Would be wise to reflect on Ismail Bea's story. Bea's memoir is off the charts in its harrowing depictions of cruelty and depravity. What saves it from being a I can't pronounce this damn word, immersion in violence is his brilliant writing, his compelling narrator's voice in gift for telling detail. This war memoir haunts the heart long after the eyes have finished the final page. That Bea survived at all, let alone survive with any capacity for hope and joy at all, is stunning and testament to incredible courage. That Bea could then craft a memoir like this in his second language, no less, is astounding and even thrilling. For A Long Way Gone is a taunt-pose arrow against the twisted lies of wars. Bea writes his story with painful honesty, horrifying detail, and touches of remarkable lyricism. A must for every school collection. A Long Way Gone is one of the most important war stories of our generation. Ismail Bea has not only emerged intact from this chaos, he has become one of its most eloquent chronicles. Ignore his message at our burial. The Perfect Storm, a true story of men against the sea. This is beautiful written book. Ismail Bey describes the unthinkable in calm, unforgettable language. Steve, co-author of Ghost Wars, The Secret History of the CIA, Afghanistan, and Bin Laden from the Soviet invasion to September 10th, 2001. A Long Way Gone is a wrenching, beautiful, and mesmerizing tale. Bea's amazing saga provides a haunting lesson about how gentle folks can be capable of great brutalities as well as goodness and courage. It will leave you breathless. Ismail Bey, A Long Way Gone. Ismail Bey was born in Sierra Leone in 1980. He moved to the United States in 1998 and finished his last 2 years of high school at the United Nations International School in New York. He graduated from Oberlin College in 2004. He is a member of the Human Rights Watch Children's Rights Division Advisory Committee and has spoken before the United Nations, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Center for Emerging Threats and Opportunities at the Marine Corps Warfighting Laboratory, and many other NGO panels on children affected by war. He is also the head of the Ishmael Bay Foundation, which is dedicated to helping former child soldiers reintegration society and improve their lives. His work has appeared in Vespertine Press and Lit Magazine. He lives in Brooklyn. To the memories of Naya Kiki. I can't pronounce these people's names. Your spirit and presence within me give me strength to carry on. To all the children of Sierra Leone who were robbed of their childhoods, and the memory of Walter Wally Schuer for his generous and compassionate heart, and for teaching me the etiquette of being a gentleman. New York City, 1998. My high school friends have begun to suspect I haven't told them the full story of my life. Why did you leave Sierra Leone? Because there's war. Did you witness some of the fighting? Everyone in the country did. You mean you saw people running around with guns and shooting each other? Yes, all the time. Cool. I smile. A little. You should tell us about it sometime. Yes, sometime. This is the map. Sierra Leone. Chapter 1. There were all kinds of stories told about the war that made it sound as if it was happening in a faraway and different land. It wasn't until refugees started passing through our town that we began to see that it was actually taking place in our country. Families who had walked hundreds of miles told how relatives had been killed and their houses burned. Some people felt sorry for them and offered them places to stay. But most of the refugees refused because they said the war would eventually reach our town. The children of these families wouldn't look at us, and they jumped at the sound of chopping woods or as stones landed on the tin roofs flung by children hunting birds with slingshots. The adults among these children from the war zones would be lost in their thoughts during conversations with elders of my town. Apart from their fatigue and malnourishment, it was evident they had seen something that plagued their minds. Something that we wouldn't refuse to accept if they told us all of it. At times, I thought that some of the stories the passerby told were exaggerated. The only war I knew of were those that I had read about in books or seen in movies such as Rambo, First Blood, and the one in neighboring Liberia that I hadn't heard about on the BBC News. My immigration at 10 years old didn't have the capacity to grasp what had taken away the happiness of the refugees. The fight time that I was touched by war, I was 12. I was in January of 1993. It was in January of 1993. Sorry, y'all. I left home with Junior, my older brother, and our friend Taloy, both a year older than I, to go to the town of Matru Chong to participate in our friend's talent show. Mohammed, my best friend, couldn't come because he and his father were renovating their thatch roof kitchen that day. It's out in my eye, I'm sorry. The four of us had started a rap and dance group when I was 8. We were first introduced to rap music during one of our visits to Mobimbi, a quarter where the foreigners who worked for the same American company as my father lived. We often went to Mobimbi to swim in a pool. Mobimbi, and watched a huge color television and the white people who crowded the visitors' recreational area one evening. A music video that consisted of a bunch of young black fellows talking really fast came on the television. The four of us sat there mesmerized by the song, trying to understand what the black fellows were saying. At the end of the video, some letters came up. At the bottom of the screen, they read, Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper Delight. Junior quickly wrote it down on a piece of paper. After that, we came to the quarters every other weekend to study that kind of music on television. We didn't know what it was called then, but I was impressed with the fact that black fellows knew how to speak English really fast and to the beat. Later on, when Junior went to secondary school, he befriended some boys who taught him more about foreign music and dance during holidays. He brought me cassettes and taught my friends and me how to dance to what he came to know as hip-hop. I love the dance and particularly enjoy learning the lyrics because they were poetic and it improved my vocabulary. One afternoon, father came home while Junior, Mohammed, Taloy, and I were learning the verse of I Know You Got Soul by Eric B. and Rakim. He stood by the door of our clay, brick, and tin roof house laughing and then asked, Can you even understand what you are saying? He left before Junior could answer. He sat in a hammock under the shade of the mango, guava, and orange trees, and turned his radio to the BBC News. Now this is good English, the kind that you should be listening to, he shouted from the yard. While father listened to the news, our right and then our left feet to the front and back, and simultaneously did the same with our arms, shaking our upper bodies and heads. This move is called the running man, Junior said afterward. We would practice miming the rap songs we had memorized before we parted to carry out our various evening chores of fetching water and cleaning lamps. We would say peace, son, or I'm out, phrases we had picked up from the rap lyrics. Outside, the evening music for birds and crickets would commence. On the morning that we left for Machu Chung, we loaded our backpacks with notebooks of lyrics we were working on and stuffed our pockets with cassettes of rap albums. In those, we wore baggy jeans, and underneath them we had soccer shorts and sweatpants for dancing. Under our long sleeve shirts, we had sleeveless undershirts, t-shirts, and soccer jerseys. We wore 3 pairs of socks that we pulled down and folded to make our crepes looks fluffy. When it got too hot in the day, we took some of the clothes off and carried them on our shoulders. They were fashionable, and we had no idea that this unusual way of dressing was going to benefit us. Since we intended to return the next day, we didn't say goodbye or tell anyone where we were going. We didn't know we were leaving home, never to return. To save money, we decided to walk the 16 miles to Machu Chung. It was a beautiful summer day. The sun wasn't too hot, and the walk didn't feel long either. As we chatted about all kinds of things, mocked and chased each other, we carried slingshots that we used. Two stonebirds and chased the monkeys and tried to cross the main dirt road. We stopped at several rivers to swim. At one river that had a bridge across it, we had a passenger vehicle in the distance and decided to get out of the water and see if we could catch a free ride. I got out before Junior and Taloy and ran across the bridge with their clothes. They thought they could catch up with me before the vehicle reached the bridge, but upon realizing that it was impossible, they started running back to the river. And just when they were in the middle of the bridge, the vehicle caught up to them. The girls in the truck laughed, and the driver tapped his horn. It was funny, and for the rest of the trip, tried to get me back for what I had done, but they failed. We arrived at Kabati, my grandmother's village, around 2 in the afternoon. Mommy Cabana was the name that my grandmother was known by. She was tall, and her perfectly long face ghostly white teeth in the translucent creases on her neck. My grandfather, our Kamar teacher, as everyone called him, was well-known local Arabic scholar and healer in the village and beyond. At Kabadi, we ate, rested a bit, and started the last 6 miles. Grandmother wanted us to spend the night, but we told her that we would be back the following day. How is that father of yours treating you these days? She asked, a sweet voice that was laden with worry. Why are you going to Matruchong if not for school? And why do you look so skinny? She continued asking, but we evaded her questions. She followed us to the edge of the village and watched as we descended the hill, switching her walking stick to her left hand so that she could wave us off with her right hand, a sign of good luck. We arrived in Matruchanga. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep mispronouncing the words. We arrived in Matruchong a couple of hours later and met up with old friends Gibrilla, Kaluko, and Kalilu. That night we went out to Bow Road, where street vendors sold food late into the night. We bought boiled groundnut and ate it as we conversed about what we were going to do the next day, made plans to see the space for the talent show. In practice, we stayed in the veranda room of Kalilu's house. The room was small and had a tiny bed, so the four of us, Gibrilla and Kaluku, I don't know if I'm pronouncing their name right, Kaluku, went back to their houses, slept in the same bed, lying across with our feet hanging. I was able to fold my feet in a little more since I was shorter and smaller than all the other boys. The next day, Junior, Taloy, and I stayed at Kalilu's house and waited for our friends to return from school at around 2 o'clock p.m. But they came home early. I was cleaning my grapes and counting for Junior and Deloitte, who were having a push-up competition. Gibrilla and Kaluku walked onto the veranda and joined the competition. Deloitte, breathing hard and speaking slowly, asked why they were back. Gibrilla explained that the teachers had told them that the rebels had attacked Magbuemo, our home school, and been canceled until further notice. We stopped what we were doing. According to the teachers, the rebels had attacked the Minning areas in the afternoon. The sudden outburst of gunfire had caused people to run for their lives in different directions. Fathers had come running from their workplaces, only to stand houses with no indication of where their families had gone. Mother wept as they ran toward schools, rivers, and water taps to look for their children. Children ran home to look for parents who were wandering the streets in search of them. And as the gunfire intensified, people gave up looking for their loved ones and ran out of town. This town will be the next, according to the teachers. Shabrella lifted himself from the comment floor. Junior, Taloy, and I looked out. Junior, Taloy, and I took our backpacks and headed to the wharf with our friends. There, people were arriving from all over the Minning area. Some we knew, but they couldn't tell us the whereabouts of our families. They said the attack had been too sudden, too chaotic, that everyone had fled in different directions. Total confusion. For more than 3 hours, we strayed at the wharf, anxiously awaiting and expecting either to see our families or to talk to someone who had seen them, but there was no news of them. And after a while, we didn't know any of the people who came across the river. The day seemed oddly normal. Then, the sun peacefully sailed through the white clouds. Birds sang from treetops. The trees danced to the quiet wind. I still couldn't believe that the war had actually reached our home. It is possible. I thought when we left home the day before, there had been no indication the rebels were anywhere near. What are you going to do? Shabrella asked us. We were all quiet for a while, and then Taloy broke the silence. We must go back and see if we can find our families before it is too late. Junior and I nodded in agreement. So I'm gonna leave it right there, you guys. Let me know how y'all are enjoying this book so far. Let me know, you guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, it is what it is. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. I hope this relaxed y'all, even though I was mispronouncing the words back to back to back. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. I'm not the best reader in the world, like I said, okay? I'm just saying. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Stay blessed, stay prayed up. Be looking out for more videos on the way. And yeah, this video is